We just got the biggest update of Madden 23 yet. This update is so big that I'm actually going to have to do 2 videos on it because there's just so much information to go over. So make sure you subscribe and have the bell icon on so you don't miss the follow-up video after this. Now let's just jump right into it. They start off the update by saying today's title update is our largest yet for Madden NFL 23 and improves many aspects of the game such as franchise, MUT, gameplay, authenticity, and player likeness. This update also addresses many of the reported issues we have had since launch. While not every issue has been resolved today, more fixes are coming with future updates as we continue to actively work to bring you the best possible experience. We value and appreciate your feedback. Our team is constantly taking it into consideration and working on delivering updates all season long. I mean, those last 2 sentences, it's just kind of hard to say that with what we've been dealing with for the past few years. It feels like it has not been even near the best possible experience, and also a lot of feedback doesn't really feel like it's being taken into consideration. But with that said, let's look at what actually was added and fixed. Starting with the gameplay updates, they fixed an issue with pass block targeting, resulting in an interior pass rusher being left unblocked when the defense would use a specific pre-snap setup in the 4-3 even 6-1 formations. They fixed an issue with pass block targeting that would allow edge rushers to be unblocked when pinching the defensive line and bringing down the safety on the nickel overstorm Brave versus a pass blocked running back. Improved block and release logic for tight ends so they don't release so quickly in scenarios where there is a rusher for him to block. Also improved blocking animations so they are better at engaging or impact blocking rushers on collision. Fixed an issue with pass block targeting, allowing an unblocked rusher when the defense would pinch their linebackers and sit a linebacker in the A gap in the $3-2 spinner play. Changed QB contain assignment logic so second level defenders, stack linebackers, and defenders lined up in those positions will not be able to be assigned QB contain. Fixed an issue with pass block targeting, allowing a defensive end to be unblocked out of the nickel over blitz. So right off the bat here with blocking, they've literally addressed every single meta formation in the game. Now, are those formations still gonna work? I would expect that they're still gonna work to some degree. They're still gonna bring pressure. I have to test it out to see for myself, but it's interesting here to see that they actually touched on each single formation: the 4-3 even 6-1, dollar, the nickel 3-3 with the contain linebackers, and the nickel over storm Brave. Judging off these notes, the contain loop blitz should be no more because you can't even put linebackers into contain assignments anymore, so that one's out of the way. As far as the other 3 formations, the nickel over storm Brave blitz and nickel normal in general was definitely becoming the most popular defense, it felt like, with people getting the defensive ends to just get free off the edge. It sounds like they've cleaned that up, but again, once I test it out, I'll be able to report back and see just how much better the blocking is for Madden 23. But from the sounds of it, it definitely sounds good. Catching. Fixed an issue causing multiple midair interaction animations to trigger before the ball arrived, causing the receiver to miss the ball. Tuning the catching for wide receivers to catch less tip balls. Fixed an issue preventing the interception gameplay slider from significantly impacting the catch frequency for defenders. That one for the franchise people there, they've been complaining about that one specifically, so it sounds like the interception slider will now work. So if you're tired of throwing picks, just turn it down and you should be good. Fixed a catching animation issue causing running backs to turn the wrong way on a catch coming out of the backfield. Fixed an animation issue causing the receiver to use an effort catch on a catchable pass. Fixed a catching animation issue causing the receiver to sometimes use a possession catch when requesting a rack catch. Fixed an issue preventing defenders from playing a knockout in some situations where one was being requested. So it sounds like they cleaned up a lot with catching. I definitely saw a lot of these issues, specifically receivers just not getting an animation to go for the ball sometimes. That was a weird bug. Obviously, the interception slider thing was a big talking point for the offline crowd. And the last bullet point here is very interesting because to me, this sounds like something that could potentially be the fix for maybe toning down the aggressive catches. Not that the aggressive catches still wouldn't work, but one of the issues was that when you would go up for the aggressive catch, when you timed it a certain way, the defender just would dumb out and not do anything. So if this is what they fixed now, allowing him to be able to go up and play the receiver for a midair knockout, maybe the aggressive catches will be a little toned down now. Ball carrier and tackling. Fixed an issue sometimes causing ball carriers to juke in the incorrect direction when holding the ball in their left hand. Fixed an issue allowing ball carriers with no stamina remaining to engage in stand-up tackles. Updated stand-up tackle indicators to provide feedback in more appropriate locations based on the mode and camera view being used. Also updated stand-up tackle indicators in the skills trainer. Tuning to the juke hurdle combo animations to ensure the height and speed of the animations is appropriate. Tuning to the pursuit when using the strip ball mechanic to reduce oversteering the defender away from the ball carrier. I'll be honest, I really didn't notice most of these issues myself. These are probably some of the smaller fixes of the update, but nonetheless things that needed to be cleaned up. Pre and post play. Fixed an issue sometimes causing the ball carrier to point in the wrong direction during some first down celebrations. Fixed a rare issue causing a player to sometimes be frozen after the play. Fixed an issue causing players to improperly switch positions before the play in online superstar KO games when using audibles or play flipping. Fixed an issue allowing the offense unlimited hot routes without the QB playing the corresponding animations while sending a receiver in motion. Fixed a stadium issue causing media members on the sideline to clip through the stadium walls in specific stadiums. So again, there just kind of a bunch of little bugs, pre-play bugs. I definitely saw the stadium one for sure. The other ones haven't really experienced those too much. General fixes. Fixed an issue causing the roar of the crowd dynamic game day modifier to force a route to go backwards. Fixed an issue sometimes allowing the offense to see the defensive zone art during the play in online head-to-head games. Now it's time for the franchise updates. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this, and here is the first one right out of the gate. Fixed a disconnect issue that was impacting a high volume of users in franchise and face of the franchise. This was leading to issues with losing progress due to being disconnected and users unable to progress in face of the franchise after the contract negotiation points. Now, they didn't get specific enough here for my liking, but I believe this first bullet point here refers to a lot of the different disconnect issues that were going on in franchise, including the draft glitch where it wouldn't let you progress in the franchise. So they didn't really get too specific here, but from what I've been made to understand, this is likely their bullet point for a lot of the different crashes that were going on for franchise. So you guys have to check it out for yourself and report back to me. Let me know how it's working. Fixed an issue where CPU teams would immediately end negotiations with a player if they don't have the cap space to negotiate with them. If the CPU team does not have enough cap space to make an offer on a player during in-season re-signing, they will now wait to make the final decision until the off-season re-sign period. This waiting period will allow for additional opportunities and cap movement to occur that may result in a team gaining enough cap space to make an offer at a later date. Fixed an issue where CPU teams weren't targeting players during the re-sign as expected. A new set of player targeting logic was developed for CPU-controlled teams to improve decision-making when determining who they should attempt to re-sign each year. The logic better differentiates between elite, developing, and depth players, resulting in the CPU making more of an effort to first secure their starters and developing young players before they look to fill any depth or hold on to aging veterans. So that should help a little bit more maybe with the free agency issues where too many high overall players were being in free agency every year. I know that they did some fixes with that in the previous update, but this looks like they might have just taken that a step further. Some more franchise fixes. They fixed an issue where the top threat was sometimes a player that didn't make sense. Fixed an issue where the player's name and position would appear as a macro in the goals hub after completing a scenario goal. Fixed an issue where goals were sometimes incorrectly showing as completed in the end of game flow. Fixed an issue where some players' abilities did not match what they had on the front end. Fixed an issue where the Rams NFC and Super Bowl championships were doubled. Fixed the crash that would occur when loading into formation subs without a head coach. Fixed an issue where players on IR were able to be used in trade offers. Fixed an issue causing the wrong name to be shown on a player jersey in some franchise scenario scenes. And they fixed an issue causing all team gear in scenarios to appear as the Buccaneers after relocating a team, retiring, and then taking control of the same team. That sounds like a very specific issue, but kind of hilarious at the same time. Like, I don't understand how things like that just slip through the cracks, but nonetheless, it sounds like it's fixed. Up on the screen here are some more face of the franchise updates. So in the previous section, they covered some of the crashing and issues that wouldn't let you progress in face of the franchise. Up on the screen here are just kind of some small little glitchy things. You might not have even noticed a lot of these. Honestly, these aren't like game breaking things. These are just kind of some stability improvements and some UI fixes and stuff like that. So you can read those up on the screen right here. Quickly moving on to Ultimate Team, they did put out a schedule of what you can expect for the next couple of months and what's coming into the game today. That picture is up on the screen right now if you want to pause that and take a look at it. They also fixed an issue causing crashes on the Field Pass reward, improved the Field Pass XP total and level display, consolidated reward flow display, various player images have been updated. They fixed an issue causing disconnects within the Field Pass, fixed issues causing soft lock in the squads mode, removed scaling issues throughout the screens, some general stability improvements, and they fixed an issue within sets that was causing a crash. crash. So sounds like Ultimate Team, they finally ironed out some of the crashing and disconnecting that was going on, but we have to kind of wait and see because they'll say this and then people will still be having problems. So we can't just take their word for it just yet, unfortunately. The Yard also got some updates as well if you play that mode. They added the Most Feared Vanity capsule and they added the Nike SC High trainers to the mode. Now in a follow-up video, I'm going to have the authenticity updates, the face scans, the new field updates, the equipment updates that we got, and much more. So make sure you subscribe with the bell icon on so you don't miss that follow-up video coming really soon. And for right now, check out this video right here on the screen where I went over all of the confirmed features for the new NCAA football game that's coming out really soon.